Chief Ingram will attest to the fact that several weeks ago we had a conversation. I think we're talking every day now. And we had a conversation that we have to get everybody involved. There's some things that I'm going to say maybe that, you know, are a little harsh. But I think when human lives are being lost almost daily and shots, people being shot, I'm a little sick and tired of, you know, you watch the Chicago news and then you hear on Monday or Sunday night on the news, you hear the latest casualty reports. How many were killed? How many were wounded? It's happening here now. It's happening on our streets of Lake County, Indiana, and it's going to get worse if we don't get our act together. And when I'm talking about getting our act together, everybody getting involved. And that's what it takes. Law enforcement, we're doing what we have to do. We don't have the manpower to do it. We're trying to put our efforts together. We have been meeting over the past 2 weeks, local, state, federal, doing everything we possibly can. And we're coming up with a game plan, believe me. And we're not going to publicize this because the bad guys read about it too, all right? We're not going to publicize what we're going to do. But what we need is assistance. When I'm talking about assistance, we're talking about elected officials in the community to start standing up. We need the clergy in the community to start standing up. We need school officials to start standing up, all right? School's starting again pretty soon, all right? If these kids aren't in school, are they going to be checked out for truancy? Because if they're not going to school, something's wrong, right? We've got a serious problem here. What can you do? Then I'll go into law enforcement about what we're doing. But what can you do? I just left the Boys and Girls School. Boys and Girls Club right down the street here. And I sponsored a league, all right, like I do every year. It warmed my heart when I see about 150, 200 kids in that room involved in athletics and basketball, all right? That's what we have to do. We've got to get these kids in the right direction. These kids now are getting into these gangs at such a young age, and they're becoming more violent than they ever have been. It's got to stop. It's got to stop someplace. We've got to get things moving here, all right? As far as law enforcement is concerned, what we're up against, let me tell you what we're up against. You're dealing, you know, years ago, you mentioned about, somebody mentioned, one of the councilmen, well, we had the Family Street Gang, all right? You had Family Street Gang and you had Grover Barnes. They were fighting, all right? That's all, which is 2 gangs. And then you had other gangs that, now you had your major gangs, your Latin Kings, your Vice Lords, your Gangster Disciples, and those groups. But you know what's happening now? You've got a younger gang now. They're sprouting off. They're going out on their own, all right? And they're more violent. You got 15, 16-year-old kids that are carrying firearms that are more powerful than police officers are carrying. And all they're doing is they're claiming their turf, all right? They're claiming their little turf, 5, 6 square blocks. Don't come on my turf because we're going to kill you, all right? And some of the homicides that you talked about here tonight, we know that they occurred because of some of these individuals. All right? We all know about the Vice Lords. We know about the Latin Kings. We know about the Gangster Disciples, the Imperial Gangsters. All right? What about the Trey Sevens? One of the most vicious gangs in Glen Park. Nasty Boys. Grimy Boys. You ever heard of them? What about the Po Boys? All right? Violent gangs that are destroying the neighborhoods, okay? Now, somebody in these neighborhoods knows where these guys live, know where their headquarters are, all right? Call somebody, give us the information so we can start going after these individuals, all right? Again, I mentioned the clergy. The clergy knows where their flock is in their neighborhoods, right? Where their church is. They know what's going on. Give us a call. Let's all work together on this thing, all right? We're going to do, my commitment is strong. My commitment is as strong as ever to the city of Gary, like it is the city of East Chicago, like it is the city of Hammond. But I'm getting a little sick and tired of seeing young men and women, lives being destroyed, all right? When you go to some of these crime scenes, I'm sick of it. What life does a young black man have right now? He can't even walk down the street without fear of being killed. What is wrong with society today? That's not right. We've got to take this thing by the horns. We've got to work together on this. I'm telling you. We have also undertaken cleanup projects in your community, East Chicago, throughout Lake County, all right? Let's clean up these spots where these gangs are hanging out. They're going into these abandoned houses. They're hanging out in these houses. They're making it gang headquarters. We know that. Our intelligence tells us that. So let's work together on these projects. Let's get some of these parks going for these kids. Let's get some activity here, so work from within. That's what I'm saying. We can't do it all as law enforcement, all right? But we're here for you. We're going to do everything we possibly can. We just met yesterday. We're meeting tomorrow. I'm beefing up my gang unit. I'm beefing up. I gave the city of Gary one of my best homicide detectives for as long as he wants them, all right? We're going to do other things, like I said, I'm not free to mention right now. But we're going to make it happen. You're going to have something come up. My lawyer, attorney called your legal person today, something that we've been working on. We want to enforce your ordinances in the city of Gary. When this comes up for your vote next month or whatever, vote for it so we, the Sheriff's Department personnel, when we stop somebody, we can have a little bit stronger influence and we can enforce your ordinances in the city of Gary. All right? That's what we want to do. Again, let's open the doors of communication. Talk to everybody. All right? That's what it's all about. Again, too many people are dying. Too many people are dying. I'll just tell you, the chief and I were coming back from East Chicago the other day. We took Clark Road. We stopped for the light over there, a stop sign on 15th and Clark Road. I look over there and I says, we're looking. We know how to identify these gangbangers. There's a few of them there. I said, that's where that young man got killed. And I talked to that one young man, his mother that got killed, that he was killed. I talked to his mother a couple of weeks ago. What do you tell her? What do you tell her? And I said to my chief, I said, you know what? There's going to be another homicide here. You watch. Sure enough, 12 hours later, there's another homicide. All right? Enough is enough. All right? Let's work it together. Everybody working together. I don't care if black, white, Hispanic. Let's make it happen. Because if it's happening here, if it's happening in East Chicago, if it's happening in Hammond, it's going to happen everywhere. You got these kids coming over from Porter County, buying their heroin and everything else over here. Let's tell it like it is, all right? It's everybody. Everybody's in this together.